Lie Max a tell. Lie Max a tell.
Or check it for yourself.
I think you say Google up. 95% of Jamaica people drink from the top.
Good it up to.
Yo, you know what I'm saying?
Max Romeo, propaganda.
We know why you're not from Max Romeo. Propaganda.
We don't know why you're not from Max.
Yeah, propaganda.
You Blair. Carl Lewis buy a bottle of water for drink. Why you not got a rotted pipe go drink from the pipe?
Because I'm more than one reason. Me a big man and me understand.
Alright.
We don't caution. Let me answer you, man. Me understand not for drink the pipe water. It don't work for me. The pipe water not work for me. But it will work for others.
Carl, let me ask you a question. Carl.
So why the Prime Minister carry the pipe water come to Parliament come drink? And I tell people saying can buy $20.
Mr. Blair, if your body can deal with the pipe water, then so be it. Me can and me the advise older person not for real.
But Carl,
boil the water or buy back water.
But Carl, the Prime Minister is lying because that MWC water is not on the market for sale. It's lying. It's only when you have a function.
Me tell caution and a lot of PNP from morning and from yesterday. When the Prime Minister showed the buckle, he might talk about the water from the top, the quantity amount
he was
of water.
Misleading the public. He was misleading the public, Carl.
He
was misleading the public. The Prime Minister mislead the public.
The water bottle that say water, WATA, that's NWC water. The one that said WATA.
He said it is for $20. It's on the market for $20. That water is not in any top shelf for any $20. He's lying. He's deceiving the nation. He's too lying.
You just said NWC. You
might deceive the nation. So maybe
NWC don't have no water. That's what you just said.
Anyway,
the
water
is for sale. You can get it for $20.
Bless up yourself. Here, Carl.
I'm not even talking about the
morning.
Good morning. So you're lying.
Yeah, but you see, okay, let me tell you something. You can't say the Prime Minister lies until the cow come home.
Yeah, man, they don't know that.
You can't say that until the cow come home.
Okay,
me ask you, what are the Madam Speaker? Just give me a little chance. All that what you want to say the Prime Minister lie, you can't say it until the cow come home. May I ask the question? The back of your way you see poop up on the screen. Can you get this bottle of gas for $300 and we can get it for $300 full of water? And that's the question this morning, you know. I want the answer.
Pipe water. The little people now want to filter too. We don't want to filter is himself for $300. But the people they want to process their water and go through other big process. You cannot get that big bottle of water for $300, Carl. So you don't have no argument this, Carl.
Okay, all right. Okay. Question.
Yes.
We have an open market here in Jamaica, same one where you have in the United States. You buy the water that you can afford. So if the people of Jamaica can afford to buy this bottle what Carl is talking about for $300, then go and buy it. If they can buy Avian water for more money or Fiji water, they go and buy it. And the argument that you're talking about the Prime Minister is not lying. Okay?
He's lying.
Give me a minute, let me learn. And don't tell me the Prime Minister lying. O'Keefe, you see the water where the Prime Minister bring from NWC, that is the water that we sell to the cruise ship when they dock with pier. Don't tell me say nobody now drinks no NWC water. You people that live in America, they don't know what is going on in Jamaica. That's why they come on platform and tell and talk their crap all the time. That is the water that we sell to the cruise ship every single time that they dock on our port. The NWC water.
So a $20 bottle.
You don't mind the price. You're not buying it.
Huh? Your Prime Minister is too lie, man. Him too lie. Him lie so till. Him is too lie, man. Him deceive. Him deceive the nation with him lie himself.
You don't know.
Madam Speaker. O'Keefe, Madam
Speaker. Too lie, man.
O'Keefe, hold on. That's cool. Cool. You are saying the Prime Minister lie, and that's your little. And that he wants an opinion, but that's your argument. You see why we care. You see why. What are the daddy strength? You see why we can't trust the PNP for run the economy of this country? Because you can get cheaper water, but yet still, Mark Golden want to buy dear water.
He did not say that. Don't tell the lie. He did not say that. He did not say that, Carl. Carl, he did not say that. Say what the...
Hold on the Carl. Let me ask.
That is just hold on. That is center O'Keefe. Hold on, man. Because the 2 hours make me lose my chain of that, man. I don't like that. You see why when Ardley Shaw was when we were in opposition in the 90s, leading up to 2007, before we take power, Ardley Shaw looked on the PNP and said to them, say, him can get cheap money for borrow. The PNP said not no go so. The PNP said not no go so. And when Ardley Shaw come into power, when the Ardley Shaw and the PNP take power in 2007, we get money out at 1%, all 0.something%. The point when I try to make at you, O'Keefe, and the rest of PNP, is that Mark Golden and the PNP want to squander the country resources and go borrow and go borrow dear money.
All right,
so
hold on the Carl.
Well, let me respond to Carl. Carl, the analogy on Ardley Shaw is not a good analogy to me.
Why?
Because when Ardley Shaw left government, the country was bankrupt.
A liar.
Mr. Blair.
The country was bankrupt.
Liar.
It is the only
liar.
That is a total
liar.
It
was bankrupt.
We're not
left the country, it was bankrupt.
It is the only time in Jamaican history where Jamaica was locked out of the financial market completely.
Mr. Blair, listen to me. That is a total different argument. And if you wish me for going on that, we can't go on it.
No, so Carl. Mr. Blair has a point, Carl. Listen why he has a point. Carl, listen why Mr. Blair has a point. You're talking that Ardley Shaw get loan to borrow at 0.1%. But when the JLP lost the election 2011, the country was in bankrupt. That's Peter Flip had to push back the budget from March to May because there was no money in the kitty.
Let me say this.
Let
me say this.
Yeah.
Okay, let me say this before I bring in winner. Let me say this because I always love to talk about the country. Yeah, all right, but so bring in. Just hold on, man. Let me say this before I bring in some other guests. You see, I love to talk about the country that bankrupt when the PNP took office in 2011. Rubbish. Let us look where we're coming from. Where we're coming from. A lot of us don't remember say we did have one of the worst recession since the Great Depression. The teachers went to court. The teachers said them can't have no more wage freeze. There's a whole heap of factor was at play. It was not because of any bad policy of the government why the country did in a sticky position. And when I talk about this IMF thing and why we couldn't pass the IMF test, it is because of the same very reason. And let's not forget, you see this whole heap of IMF test where Peter Phillips and the PNP pass when they come to office, it was borrow money. Because the IMF have a rules to say if in order for you to pass the test, you have to have certain money in the NIR.
So Carl, who fix the economy? Carl, who fix the economy? Why? When Nigel Clark take over, Nigel Clark could have get a luxury. Who fix the economy? Let me ask you. Who fix it? The
fixing start from Bruce Golden.
Carl, stop it, man. Carl, stop the rubbish, Carl. Carl, stop the rubbish, man.
Let me bring in
Good afternoon.
Who next again?
Good afternoon.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The PNP is so brilliant. They're trying to rewrite history, and some of the legislation that actually helped Jamaica bounce back was created in 2010. For example, the Fiscal Responsibility Act of 2010, as well as the job skills that saved Jamaica $500 million United States dollars on their repayment, right? But another road, I came in when they were discussing the water. Now, where does the conflict of interest lies? When Mark Golding can go into Parliament advocating for GCT to remove from water when he himself actually owns a water brand that actually distributes and sells water in Jamaica. Secondly, Mark Golding went into Parliament and talked about...
Sir, come off my platform with your propaganda. You don't have any proof of it and stop telling lie.
Shut up, man. Shut up.
Akif, I'm going to tell you this to the greatest I respect. You see, if you interrupt, I'm going to take you down. Leave the man make him talk.
Mark Golding and Peter Bunting formed one of the third largest company in Jamaica to import rice, okay, in 2019. They also import water. They also import sweet beverage drinks outside of Trinidad. You can go and look that up. So when Mark Golding comes into Parliament advocating for water and talking about sweet beverages, he's advocating for his own pocket. And that is where the conflict of interest lies. When he can come and tell an outright lie that water in Jamaica is more expensive than gas, when there actually exists cheaper alternatives. It just shows you that Mark Golding likes to play on the ignorance of Jamaicans, especially his supporters. Why the hell would I want my Avian $300 when something exists for...
We know you're a cheerleader a long time, you know.
What?
That you're not really an analyst, so think critically. But rather a cheerleader. Continue cheering, we are clapping.
You see, that's the first line of thing. You see, when a man is defeated, right, he goes after the character of somebody else in order to forge a line of argument. You need to attack the argument, Mr. Hugh Blair. Don't attack me. Attack the argument.
So where's your facts? Where's your facts that Mark Golding owns water company?
Where's
your facts? So that we want to ask you. Where's the facts?
Mr. O'Keefe,
come off of the platform with your propaganda. It's too light.
Oh, God have mercy.
All right. Hear what now? We're going to exercise some ground rules, yes or no. Winner, you have 3 minutes. I'm going to put you on 3 minutes. I don't want no one to talk while we not talk.
Mr. O'Keefe. Put this on the big screen, Mr. O'Keefe. Put it on the big screen, payment. That company, it is there in the Gleaner. Omar Newell is the CEO. So he works for Mark Golding. He's also a member of Parliament. Peter Bunting is also the owner. So what? You have all of them three people that infest the Parliament and I come and I can talk about
if a prison you figure you're gone straight to prison.
What?
If you figure a prison with this evidence, the judge give you 15 years. This is no proof.
You don't say you're idiot, though.
You're just a cheerleader, as what Mr. Hugh Blair said. You're just a cheerleader. We continue to clap. We continue to clap.
Argue with Rerum, my brother. Argue with Rerum. I'm Mark Golding and Peter Bunting on that. Argue with them on that. You understand?
O'Keefe, you see how I try to warn you to stop interrupt during when somebody has speak. Are you just not here? I don't like certain style, O'Keefe. I don't like for mute people and I don't like for throw out people out of the box. I don't like them style. Please, me go ask you for cooperate. Now go ask you for do that.
Oh, sorry.
Now go ask you just control yourself, no man.
Sorry, Baba, sorry.
Sure. Who next? After winner was who? Professor. That is trend. Come in.
Are you saying that Mark Golding?
I'm here, man. I'm here now.
Ask your question, you saying that Mark Golding does not own a company called Rerum?
All right, that is a question.
Mark Golding owns several companies.
Does Mark Golding own a company named Rerum?
Hold on, man.
No one asked about several companies. Does he own Rerum?
Mark Golding owns several companies.
Does Mark Golding own Rerum, my brother? That's a question.
I don't know whether or not him own Rerum, yes or no. I know him owns several companies. So what's the significance of Rerum? Why you want to go to Rerum? Is it Mark Golding are the only member of Parliament who own company?
All right, make a
how much company members are the JLP own? Who sits in the Parliament same way? We don't have to go up to who own company. The whole of them in their own company. The Prime Minister own 4 company. So you want to start there?
Carl, please tell one of my 3 minutes, okay? Please.
Yeah, man. Me gonna tell you.
Well, man, on my time. The Prime Minister won 4 company.
Yeah, man, your time, man. You have 3 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, 3 minutes, yeah. So when we are going to come up here and talk, let us not start to speak about companies. Because the Prime Minister own company, his wife own company, other ministers own company. So there is no significance in who or which company Mark Golding owns. We are discussing water. We are not discussing ownership of company.
But when he's lobbying for
it is not about lobbying.
The gentleman, when he's lobbying for
winner. Please, me I beg you, make him finish.
The gentleman make a statement that water is more expensive than gas. In 2022, I have to be in Jamaica. I attended a function at the University of the West Indies, and I wanted a bottle of water. And the bottle of water cost me $200. You tell me, say I lie, me I tell?
No, Mr. Blair, nobody not doing that. Because we know, all we are saying, I'm going to give back a time. All we are saying that why Mark Golding choose to buy water the dearest place. You have water on the market for cheaper. Mr. Blair, may I give back a time? May I say to you?
Okay.
So you have water that's cheaper than water. You have water where you sell for $50. You have water where you sell for $100. So why is it him choose to buy the dearer one? Why? That's all we're asking.
But
I think not hard enough that.
Carl, to be factual, you know, if you as a person want a bottle of water to buy, you're going to search for a supermarket and search for a
No, I mean, understand. No, but I understand that. I understand that. But you can't come and say, all right, because certain people are selling for that. You must encourage us as consumer to shop around as a leader of the country. That is what you're supposed to do. And that I'd rather hear Mark Golding and make them statement there. But go on,
Carl, the Prime Minister does not make the statement any better neither. Because the Prime Minister come and tell me, say you can get a bottle of water to buy when National Water Commission produce for $20. And National Water Commission does not bottle water commercially. You understand? So I don't think you guys can win this argument about water. Because most people buy a bottle of water is $100. You're not going to get a water out the road for $40 and $20, as the Prime Minister said. The better the Prime Minister leaves that the argument alone and talk something else. And you guys come in to defend that law.
My time says something to come in there.
To impugn motive to
make him learn, let him learn, Chuck. I know you're not stay long, so make him
by
learn.
The comrade leader does not make sense because 9 out of 10 member of parliament, 9 out of 10 minister of government own companies. And it is their right to own companies, so I don't think we should go here.
All right, Comrade Blair. Comrade Blair, your time, little X, you should have get back a couple more seconds still because I'm going to take with some, but it is what it is. I could hear what Chuck say.
I'm Comrade Blair. Does the Prime Minister own a publicly traded company? You just say own four. Does the Prime Minister own a publicly traded company?
Publicly traded and privately traded company and company registered under the company.
Does the Prime Minister own a publicly traded company?
The Prime Minister own companies which is registered under the Companies Act.
That's not what I asked you, sir. I asked if the Prime Minister own a publicly traded company.
Don't try to change the definition of a company, please.
Mr. Me not try to change the definition. It's a simple question. Is yes or no? Don't own a publicly traded company.
So what's the point, Chuck? What's the point?
Just answer the damn question and I will complete the point. Don't try to pray.
No, what's the point? What's the point, Chuck? That's what we want to know.
Does the Prime Minister
yeah,
own a publicly traded company? I'm just asking a question. This is either yes or no.
I don't know whether the Prime Minister company is publicly or privately traded because to date I don't know what.
All right.
What
Let me go again now. Let me go again now. What product? What product or services does the Prime Minister company sell?
Based on my analogy, the Prime Minister.
I don't want your analogy. I want facts. I don't want your analogy. I want facts. What product?
The company.
What
no,
product
the company,
or services
the Prime Minister
does the
owns
Prime Minister
are
company
shell
deal
companies.
with?
The Prime
What
Minister
product
companies
or
are shell companies.
services? I don't want your opinion, Mr. I'm asking for facts. What product or service does the Prime Minister for company or your name offer?
Well, you would have been like me because the last time I checked, the Prime Minister never sell bag juice, nor rice or flour, or trade in a gold or silver. Those companies were shell companies.
I would have to. All right. So what product or services does Mark Golden Company offer?
We not same import water.
No, I don't want what we not say, Mr. I'm asking you, Mr. Blair. What product or services does Mark Golden Company offer?
One of Mark Golden Company deal with real estate. One of Mark Golden companies into banking. And one of the other companies into distribution.
And what does he distribute?
Well, we not say distribute sweet drinks.
We know what
water,
we not say. Stop
rice and flour.
We not is a liar. We not want to be a labor right propaganda. We not say. We not only spend labor right propaganda.
So what Mark Golden companies have to do with you? Mark Golden or the government and the tax? What Mark Golden companies has to do with you? Why are you so inquisitive in the man business? Is it against the law? It is against the law to own a business?
Oh, so it's only Andrew Wallace of who business. I'm telling you no.
Because Andrew Wallace break the law of the country. Andrew Wallace break the law of the country.
O'Keefe, I soon get to you, so keep your panties on. I soon come take them off you.
No, big man, you're not gonna reason them away. You're not gonna reason them the way. You understand me? You're not gonna reason them the way.
Till me get to you.
Don't come to me. You're not gonna reason about the panty or nothing, brother. What do you hear facts when it's so rude? What do they get facts when it's so rude?
I am talking to
Guys.
O'Keefe, I am talking to Mr. Blair, sir.
Mr. Blair is my colleague. Mr. Blair is my colleague, and he allowed me to come in.
O'Keefe,
Mr. Blair, can you allow me to? Mr. Blair, that's good, man. Mr. Blair can't answer questions. Mr. Blair don't need your help.
Chuck, hold on 1 second. Mr. O'Keefe, I tell you a whole heap of time, you know. Stop interrupt. Your time has come, so stop the interruption.
Because it is up by now, but you have to be telling me long time. It's up by now, man.
But we just don't like certain style, you know.
No, man, you're up, man.
Okay, just relax. Relax, O'Keefe.
Continue, Chuck, continue.
And we said this again, you know, that out of all I want the price of that comrade, Mr. Blair is the only one I have some respect for.
Yeah, we know that.
Mr. Blair, see him there? Only one me have respect for. Mr. Blair is the only man. From now on, I will stand up and reason politics with Mr. Blair from the sun come up until the sun go down. Because I have respect for him. And I have nothing on that just one. Now, Mr. Blair, you see, I ask you this question because the Prime Minister have 4 companies, Mr. Golden have 4 companies. But for some strange reason, it's only the Prime Minister company them always are coming a question. Now, in the terms of what, Mr. You live in America, do you know what is a Voss? You know a Voss brand water, Mr. Blair? You live in America, you must know it. Voss. You know that brand water?
Which one of them? Poland Spring?
Voss. No, Voss.
No, never encounter one there.
You never encounter yet. You have to there in the most expensive store them to see that one day. You must for a bottle of Voss water in America. Huh?
I don't know, sir. I never encountered it.
A bottle of brass water is sell for as high as probably $10 in some places. $10 for a bottle of water.
$10?
In some places. Yes.
$10? 10 US?
Yes. Vast, yes. In some places you get a bottle of Vast for up to $10.
That is what? That is real, that is flavored water.
No
I don't understand.
water. Nope, water.
That really
Water.
sound expensive.
Vast. Now, isn't that more expensive than gas? Would you say that is more expensive than gas, Mr. Blair?
That is one brand of water, Chuck. You see, we can.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mr. Blair. You made my point for me.
One brand of
Thank
water.
you for making my point, sir.
Yeah.
So that is one brand. So
No,
in making his point,
O'Keefe next.
in making his point, Mr. Golden bring one brand of water to show that there is diversity in the market. The Prime Minister bring 4 different brands because say you can't get one for this, one for that, and one for that. So me glad how you jump up and say the one where me I tell you about is only one brand. How much brand of water did Mark Golden tell us about in the Parliament?
One of the water which the Prime Minister.
No. How many brands? No.
No, you asked me a question.
How many brands did I didn't ask about the Prime Minister. I did not ask about the Prime Minister. I asked about Mark Golden. How many brands of water did Mark Golden tell us about in the Parliament?
You take a long time and make a statement before you ask the question.
Ask him the question, Mr. Blair. How many
You make
brands of
a
water
statement.
did Mark Golden tell us about in the Parliament?
Not and Central America and the Caribbean.
How many brands of water did Mark Golden tell us about in the Parliament?
Mark Golden did not mention any brand.
How many brands
He
of
mentioned
water did
water.
Mark Golden show us in the Parliament?
Mark Golden speak about water. I never mentioned brand.
Yeah, so would you say he was misleading by speaking of water in general while only showing a particular brand? Can you just tell me, say the one that he tell about only one brand, you know? So
No,
was
that
Mark
is in
Golden
America.
misleading?
And we don't know the composition of the water. Then.
Do you know the composition of the water that Mark Golden show in Parliament?
I know the composition of the water where the Prime Minister brought. The one the cheapest one is for $20.
I am asking you about Mark Golden and you are telling me about Prime Minister. Asking you, do you know the composition of the brand that Mark Golden brought?
Mark Golden just buy 2 bottles of water out the road and pay $1 each.
Oh, you know
$100 each.
Where did Mark Golden buy those 2 bottles of water?
All right. Chuck and Mr. Blair. We not take a little while now. Make we bring in O'Keefe.
Yes.
Bring up O'Keefe, man.
Yes, Carl. I don't like how you let Mr. Blair off of the hook, you know.
No,
Mr.
man, we
Blair
are
needed to
circling
answer
back.
the questions.
No, Chuck. We are circling back.
Chuck.
You and him when film time come, don't go with Chuck. When film time come, what are the guys? When film time come, in Chuck. And you and him are going to talk. Go on, okay.
Yeah, you see, some you know, when I was studying, we do a course named we do a course when I was studying fundamental of teaching reading, and it talks about reading. Talk about read between the lines.
I'm sure you only get 2%.
Mark Golden said.
Guys, me I go ask, so no, the same thing when me ask O'Keefe to do. Please allow O'Keefe. Guys, me I go ask, so no, the same thing when me did ask O'Keefe. Please allow O'Keefe to talk.
We abide by the rules.
Yeah. Me no call me no listen really follow up with.
Go on,
Yeah, me no really follow up with unintelligent people. You know. You understand? You do a course. I do a course called not reading the content era, fundamental of teaching reading. You have to read between the lines. The opposition leader said, in the street and the corner shop, a bottle of water is for $100 in the street and the corner shop. That's what he said. Stick to the point.
You're gonna write. Stick to the point if you're gonna fail. He said in the street and the corner shop, them $100. The point, simple as that is making, that water is too expensive. So why do you put tax? You're gonna put tax on water instead. Free the tax off of water. Me not talk about no water now. Me done with water argument.
But let me ask you something before you're done with the water, O'Keefe. I'll get back your time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you believe that if the government tomorrow should take off the tax off of water, more people are going to drink water?
It will be more affordable. That's the point. It will be more affordable. That's the point. That's the point. All right?
And Carl, sorry.
Yes.
I need you to make
Chuck, your panty squeeze you, please. Allow me to talk. Allow me to talk. If your panty squeezing you, allow me to talk.
Yeah. No, Carl. The government not put no tax on water.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, leave the panty argument.
Go on to O'Keefe.
Yes, we have a prime minister of Jamaica. We have a prime minister of Jamaica.
You need to correct this thing before you make it move on.
Yes,
there is
man.
no tax on water.
What on the O'Keefe? Them say some correction for God. What is it need to be correct, Chuck?
There is no tax. The government not put no tax on water. That is a lie.
Okay. All right. So.
Ask them to show you where in any documentation there is a tax on water.
Yeah, because in recent time the government not put a tax for water, but still, my understanding, Chuck. To be fair,
the Prime Minister did not say that in Parliament.
Guys,
hold on. Get cheaper water.
Guys.
Never said no tax to the water.
Guys. Well, I know. To be fair, the opposition, I don't think the opposition did say the government put tax on water. No, in a dispensation. No. It must have talked about the long time when themselves, meaning the previous PNP government put water tax for water. Maybe even that him attack.
Sorry about that, Carl.
I don't know if you agree with that, Chuck.
That's not what O'Keefe said. O'Keefe just said the government put tax on water and no go so.
Okay.
And Carl,
we agree with that.
Carl, you see the moment you make them so people repeat so say something, correct it. It'll become them a regular talking point.
Yes, Carl.
No tax on water.
No,
Carl,
O'Keefe.
When I can get my 3 minutes.
Muslim, I still O'Keefe for finish talk.
Yeah, make him finish.
I take some time on him.
All right, Carl. Yeah, let me start what I'm saying now. You know.
All right, so you have 2 minutes.
This impeachment law.
Before we continue, you need to make him correct. He then bring some evidence or withdraw the statement.
This
all right. O'Keefe.
We finish with the water argument now. No,
you're not finished.
Nobody can. We finish with the water argument.
Can you? But can you? What are the O'Keefe, man? What are we are big people? Can you correct? Bring evidence or withdraw the statement for say the government put a tax on water.
Not at this moment. I don't think for this budget, but water taxes on water. All right.
Where?
All right.
Let us the tax on water, sir. Where?
Let us move on, sir. Please. I'm not on your platform, sir. I am on Carl Lewis' platform, sir.
I am sorry, Carl Lewis. Could you ask him where is the tax?
Carl. Let me finish with the water argument now.
Chuck. I would never ask if he ease him up. Because apparently him not going to answer the way you owe it. Apparently, Mr. Blair and Chuck, apparently O'Keefe not going to answer the question or you want him to answer it, Chuck. So just move on.
Okay, I am saying we need to bring in the impeachment law in Jamaica because this prime minister we have in Jamaica need to be impeached because he's too lie. The prime minister spoke for maybe 4 hours or I don't know, I didn't time it, right? The last campaign that the Prime Minister had, he went on a platform and told the Jamaican people that I am going to increase the minimum wage to 35,000, but I'm going to do it in stages. Into stages. Stages.
O'Keefe. Not no go so. Now 35,000 nothing. That's not true. At no time the Prime Minister never say I'm going to increase the minimum wage to 35,000.
No, he said it is going to go to 35.
Listen, O'Keefe, hold on, man.
When you run your strong
the Prime Minister said 32,000, and it means during the period of the 5 years term, the 5 years cycle.
Okay, 32.
It's not at one go neither.
32 for truth. Sorry, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry.
All right,
32.
So we're clear with
so
that.
Yeah, we're clear up that. Sorry about that, yes. All 32. Right. The Prime Minister said he will increase it to 18,500. Now, all this Prime Minister is disingenuous and leading the country astray and wicked to poor people. His salary is $187,000 per month, calculated to 28 million Jamaican.
Keep you two
right?
Bomber rascal language.
Yo.
Carl, I want to get that bomber clad lion money from. Carl, I want to get that lion money from. I want to get that lion money from. That man is a damn Yamed. That man is not going to ever talk about in a call.
O'Keefe. Yeah, with due respect, your time up.
Yes.
Your time up. Madam Speaker coming.
Hold on, because you want to talk as me did. Alright.
Yeah, man, make Madam Speaker come in and then you.
Because she gone.
Remember, I'm not get my time for talking.
No, man, she did there, man.
So may I put on the timer here? May I do the timekeeping?
All right.
Okay, and I'm fact checking as well.
Yeah, man, put on the timer for me, please.
And Philippines, mute
for me, because me not understand where I go with these people, man. Them two touches.
Go ahead. I am the one.
All right. You see, the very first thing we want to address is the fact that O'Keefe started this statement with a lie. Therefore, anything that follows is also a lie. O'Keefe would want us to believe that water in Jamaica is more expensive than gasoline. That is absolute nonsense. Because in Jamaica, you could get a bottle of water for $45 or $44, depending on where you buy it. If you decide to buy water or more expensive water from somewhere that it is more expensive, that is your choice. That's why people budget for what they can afford. If you feel as if you can afford water that is more expensive than gasoline, kudos to you, that is your choice. But you are not forced or bounded to buy water for expensive prices above what gasoline is being sold for. But it goes to show you the disconnect of Mark Golding to the Jamaican people and Jamaican life. Mark Golding has never lived the life of a Jamaican. Mark Golding is an upper echelon where you call a tapanaris. He never go through life like me or you. None of us. Mark Golding living with a silver spoon in our mouth from the day I'm born till now. So he can't come and speak for me or you. He can't speak for none of us. Okay, further went to say that the Prime Minister is getting 27 million Jamaican dollars a month. That is absolute rubbish. To the point where they couldn't even hold my mouth, me have to bust out. Because O'Keefe considers himself to be an educated person, but obviously he is not. Because the record is there to show that the Prime Minister is getting that for the year, not for the month. Are you that stupid?
Time, I am the one. Munchie next. Munchie.
Good morning, everyone, and good morning, host. O'Keefe, you live in the United States of America in Florida, one of the worst states in America under the leadership of President Donald J. Trump. You can't even talk loud in Florida. You can't even say nothing to Ron DeSantis and send you back to Jamaica. The Republican Party where run your state is one of the most corrupt in the history of the world. And you still can't say nothing. Where you not go and go impeach? Where you not go and go impeach Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump? That's your country. That's where you pay your taxes. Left up for Andrew Holness because you're too bad mind. You're too bad mind, O'Keefe. And I mean, women are like with people like you, O'Keefe. You bad mind the Prime Minister. You don't mind the fact that Mark Gordon is working, he's getting 25 million a year if he do nothing but talk. He not run a ministry. Him not do no government work, him not do nothing but talk, but not a problem to you. But our Prime Minister, we're on 5 ministry and I preside over one of the hardest country to deal with the likes of you and the comrade them who only want handout and somebody to feed them. He not forget no pay. He must work for spit. Let the Prime Minister when he can get any amount of money when he want get because that's what we vote for him for. We gave him a brand new mandate on September 3rd. And when we went to the swearing in ceremony, we tell him, Prime Minister, take your salary. The video is there. Go look for it on Vegas page. We want him to take it because he deserve it. Rest up for the Prime Minister and the Prime Minister's salary. And what you know what impeach though? You know what impeachment mean? Go and go impeach Mark Jefferson Golding for not being a Jamaican citizen. Go and go impeach Mark Jefferson Golding who not have no asset in the country. That you need to go do. You can't, what kind of impeachment you talk about? Eh? You don't even live here. You don't even vote here. Because as a matter of fact, as a Jehovah's Witness, you're not supposed to on social media chat so and I tell so much lie and speak politics because Jehovah's Witness don't believe in a politics and every day you get up attack politics with your mouth full of lie. For the Prime Minister now, man.
Munchie. I guess we're going over
Philippian,
to.
You can change back. You can get the scene back to me. The scene there because
Which scene?
The page.
Me not
having
understand.
difficult. I don't know if
It matter about the
you
big
can
box.
get it.
Matter about
Oh,
the
the big box.
Yeah.
Oh, you're waiting
Yeah.
to come up back. You're gifting, come up back. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Gonna send
it
some
come up now.
art me, please. Art me.
All
Send
right.
some art me. Yes, and yeah, tap the screen.
Yeah,
See
yeah,
there
man.
now.
Yeah. It's a different scene this now.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, because boy.
Yeah, thanks.
Hold on, it's your time now. Me put on the time, Muslim.
All right, so when me did want to ask you because me want to know which one of them.
You have 2 minutes.
Me want if I'm Mr. Ublair or one of them there Jamaica cause me asking a question because me yesterday on this platform I talk about the water problem. Now, Mark Golding say water more than gas. I'm gonna always elaborate on this. But wait there. Mr. Ublair, water more than party? Ublair there?
What now? No, man, me there, man. So
yeah, are you more a question?
Hold on, I'm Muslim. Move. Make we stick to the water now and the gas.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
No, man. Hold on. No, man. They're in the same range. Hold on, no. So
no,
yes,
we are big.
Watch it. Just answer the question. Just answer the question. Is that yes or no? Water more than party?
Me don't know how much one party at Jamaica.
But one party about for 450. Right?
No,
about party is $300. $300 for a party.
Yeah.
That's why I tell you. That's why I tell you to leave the party argument. You yourself don't even know the price of a party. You discuss party and you don't know the price of party.
Oh, yeah, run up.
Why would discuss water?
You Blair, just answer the question. All right. I change that for party. Does water more than party?
In Jamaica, how them sell gas by the liter, right?
Oh God!
No, man, I know me. No, you can't give me so much esteem title, brother.
I one question I ask you. I see you know me time. I'm want you answer a question too. Water more than if I buy 1 liter water more than party.
1 liter water.
Jesus Christ!
You don't know how much a liter.
You know what? I
make it for gas.
You know what? Don't. Oh yeah, I never mind. Because you see, you waste the whole 2 minutes after I ask you one question for the whole entire 2 minutes, right?
Man, are you wasting your time ask question? You know, I mean, you don't make up know how much you gas.
Yeah.
So this is what I know.
We have our kid just coming up. We can. It was Mr. Billier's time.
No, mine.
No, winner.
Oh, winner. Okay, go ahead. Winner.
if water overall in Jamaica was more expensive than gas, we'd have to give Mark Golding credit. We'd have to give him all of that. But when there are options available counter to what he came to Parliament with, then he's been very disingenuous to make a general statement that water is more expensive than gas. So that's an absolute lie. Now, Jamaica was hit by Hurricane Beryl in 2024 and then a Category 5 hurricane in 2025 that decimated 4 parishes, crippling our economy, robbing 52% of GDP as it compared to 2024. The Prime Minister had made a campaign promise prior to his office that he is going to move to a more livable wage of $32,000 per week as minimum wage. Now, if he did not increase the minimum wage by any factor in Parliament, I would have said, hey, Prime Minister, what going on? So I made a promise. But the fact that he said, despite the fact we have a hurricane, small businesses are reeling from the effect of Hurricane Beryl. I am still going to try and fulfill that mandate. I'm going to move it instead of carrying it to 18.5, I'm going to carry it to 17. As a matter of fact, the PAP has never increased the minimum wage past $800 at any one time. Right? It's always $400, $500, some $600 business. So that in itself, in terms of an increase and a give and go, has defeated the PNP mandate over the years. Remember, guys, that minimum wage is an inflationary device. If you give people more money to spend, they're going to spend more. It's going to demand more. It's going to cause the goods of services to go up. Manufacturers will have to compensate whether they increase the cost of goods or they start to lay people off. You have to pick your poison. You can't have your own cake and eat it. You have to determine what you're going to give up in order to give Jamaicans something. That is how economy works. You hear this commercial about
time winner. Who is next?
Winner. I'm glad you
you're next, Mr. Blair.
Yeah, I'm next.
Okay.
Right? Because minimum wage is tied to inflation. And the reason why minimum wage reached so far now was as a result of the movement of inflation.
Not tied to inflation, Mr. Blair. That's an incorrect statement, sir. Please.
Minimum wage is tied to the rate of inflation.
Mr. Blair, minimum wage is not tied to inflation. That is a lie.
Yeah, because if it was, that means minimum wage would be extremely high from in the early 90s.
Collective inflation over the last 10 years
is that Carl, that sound in the background?
Under my background.
Oh. Collective inflation cumulative inflation over the last 10 years is probably about 70%. The increase in minimum wage is 158%.
Chuck,
if minimum wage was tied to inflation, tell me when in the 90s did minimum wage go up by 78%?
Chuck, let us not confuse the argument by using collective. Let us use in annual. The Bank of Jamaica last year, hold on, Chuck, my time to speak now. The Bank of Jamaica said that this current financial year, minimum wage is between 4.5 and 6.5%.
The Bank of Jamaica don't project minimum wage, sir. That's a lie.
I was just telling that.
Hold on, man. Hold on. The Bank of Jamaica said the inflation which they add on their books is between 4.5 and 6.5%. That's what the Bank of Jamaica said.
That's not what the Bank of Jamaica said. That's what.
Yeah, what did he say?
I have to give back Mr. Blair some time because in the run out of some.
But Carl, my issue is that when incorrect statements and lies are being said in 2 minutes, that's a whole other time the people pass and absorb lies, because the Bank of Jamaica already have a fixed mandate to control inflation between 4 to 6%. What is your point, Mr. Blair?
Winner.
All of them are running for the man time, so we are going for the thing of a discipline.
Hold on. You can't control inflation between 4 and 6% and say inflation is stable. It is either 4 or 6
Requirement based
or
on
5.
the no, that is the requirement based on the BOJ.
Mr. Blair, your time up, you know.
No, I was going to give him some more seconds because
all right, cool. No problem.
is time.
No problem. Go through, Mr. Blair.
Yeah, the point I was making to winner is that the Prime Minister promised 18,005 and gradually go up to 32,000. The Prime Minister come now and said $1,000. Because as you said, and the statistics said 52% of GDP has been wiped out, which is indeed correct. Correct. And that point to the point that minimum wage is mostly paid by the private sector, not the government. We all know that.
But it's not tied to inflation though, because minimum wage would have been at the highest in the 90s, if that was the case, because inflation was over 100% in the 90s.
Inflation has never been Philippian. Do some research on that.
Yeah, man, in the 90s, inflation skyrocketed.
Yeah. No, inflation has never been over 100%. That is not possible.
Inflation was extremely high in the 90s.
Is the move. In all I know, inflation is the movement of.
Mr. Blair, mute.
All right, they get a chance.
Okay, all right, go ahead, Chuck.
There's another brand of water in the United States named Bling H2O. That is sold.
Beg your money, Carl. The thing I run for order, make Chuck come in with team time. No money for order. The thing I run.
A 750 milliliter bottle.
That's what I know, man.
A 750 milliliter bottle of Bling H2 water in America is for $2,700. One 750 milliliter bottle is for $2,700. That is a brand of water. Does that mean that in America water is more expensive than gas? Or it means you can find a brand that is more expensive? No. I am 1,000,000% sure that Mark Goldie never go in a no corner shop. Mark Goldie not even knows what to find one corner shop.
He never do a feasibility study. He never do what to do.
He never do nothing. He was doing gimmicks. What hurt him is that Andrew gimmicks was better than Fee-Moon. Right? Andrew gimmicks beat and that hurt them.
No.
When the Prime Minister tell us I work for my money, but Mark Golding chat nonsense.
He want a full of E. coli.
Show me the study where say that.
E. coli.
Show me the study that says that. Show me the study that says that, Mr. Blair. For that, we're going to know.
Between Mr. Blair and Chuck, Chuck, they just want to say something a while ago.
I would
Philippian gone, so we are go back about top now. We are start from Muslim.
Hold on.
No,
Mr. Blair just said the water them when the Prime Minister drink have E. coli. Show me the study where say that. Show me the data.
The study was done by the KSAMC.
But nobody never. There were no.
Hold on. There is elevated level of E. coli in the National Water Commission.
That is a lie.
And what is waterborne diseases?
Secondly,
hold on, Chuck. I want to know what waterborne diseases affected the population.
Water quality.
Yeah.
What waterborne
and no municipal corporation is charged with the safety and quality of water.
The water provided by the National Water Commission. The water
that
commission,
would mean there was an outbreak. Hold on, that would have meant that we had an outbreak of some waterborne disease likely we would have had gastroenteritis affecting the population in Kingston and its environment, and we never had such. So I would not. That's not true.
Mr. Blair,
The level
Mr. Blair,
rise to that of
show
theater.
me
It was
the study that says, show me this,
level
Mr.
of
Blair.
E. coli.
Point me to the study, please.
Go and look at the Water Commission / KSAMC result of 2024.
I can get something in. Let me just get something.
All right.
Read the result.
Hold on, let me get something in now. Let me get something in. Let me get something in now, please.
It's my time in the
Mr. Blair, the report did not say that there was E. coli. The report says there were minute traces of nitrogen. The report said that there were minute traces of nitrogen.
All right,
in the
thank
water.
you. I am the one. I am going to give
That is what it
her
says.
time.
Minute traces, yeah? All right.
Yes. All right. Mr. Billy. Go ahead, RK.
Quite interested, eh?
It's my husband.
Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, Philippians.
Hello, Mr. RK.
This entire argument.
Hold on.
This entire argument.
You play laugh a while ago because him tell a lie. I want to make him get away with it.
Get away with it because if we had, if water, we would have had an outbreak. It's not a secret. We would have had hospitals being filled with people with gastroenteritis. We might have touched up cholera or something. That did not happen. So it obviously it's a lie.
But when he tell a lie, you don't need to call him a liar.
And I am the one also went to the source and found that nothing of what he said is not true. So he did not get away with that. Mr. Orchid, go ahead. I will give you back your time.
Yeah. I'm just trying to put my 2 cents into the conversation, because in my opinion, this whole equivalence between water and gas is foolish. It's a false narrative that's based on a false equivalence. Yeah? Water and gas have 2 different purposes and serve two different natures that serve 2 different purposes. Now, the value that we as human beings want to put on water and the value that we want to put on gas is determined by what we choose at that time in history. When if you're growing up in the 70s and 80s, there was no such thing as bottled water. All we drank was tap water, water from hose, or go catch water, a river, wherever. You understand? Now we have a bottled water industry, which is a very, what would I say, lucrative part of our economy. Yeah, which is something different from fuel and gas. Can you put a bottle of water into your tank? It's a false equivalence, right? We put our value on what we choose to. So if we choose to make water more expensive on the market, I'm not saying that it is, but if at any time we choose to, that is from a choice that we place into the marketplace. So at any time that these things happen, so the whole argument is just so foolish, in my opinion.
Thank you.
It's a total false equivalence, and it have us here talking on and on about something that makes no sense at all. That is my 2 cents.
Okay.
Mr. Archie, water is life here.
Yes, but you can't run a car. You can't run the vehicle on water. And water is water.
But
People look, water is life. Two different scenarios.
I cannot walk 5 miles to work. I cannot walk 6 to 8 miles to a courthouse. I cannot walk 54 kilometers to a courthouse. I cannot walk. So I don't understand. Both are important.
But what the water that they're coming with
survive without water. You can't survive without gas.
But if I don't go to work, I cannot go and get my water. I cannot pay my water bill.
Philippians.
Whose time is it? Let me get back in order now.
One
whose
person
time is it now?
to put.
Hold on, let me finish here, Mr. Orchid, and then we go to O'Keefe's.
We all know that everyone must drink water or consume water. Like the gentleman said, water is life. Yes, but what type of water do we of potable or palatable water do we choose to have? There might be a person who said, "Hey, tap water is good enough for me," or water from the river. Or listen, or I'm going to catch river water, or I'm going to get water from a well in my backyard. Those are different costs than a bottle of water. So there are different choices of obtaining your water supply.
So there should be
and different values placed on that water. Now, petrol, gasoline has a fixed value based on the market that we have nothing that we have no control of, or have very little control of. But at the end of the day, they are not, there's no comparison between the two. There is absolutely no comparison between the two. It's like asking which one is heavier, a rock or a feather.
Yes.
There's
Thank you, Mr.
Arcade.
Arcade.
They're two different things.
Yes, thank you. Let's O'Keefe is next. So 3 minutes.
Okay. Now, I am saying that somebody need to mute their mics. Jamaica, I'm sorry for Jamaicans because they have to pay dearly for September 3rd of last year. You have to pay dearly because this Prime Minister made a presentation and he spoke about KPH will be rebuilt new and you're billing Cornell Regional Hospital for over how much years and cannot be completed, and you touch on KPH now to show so this Prime Minister is just not speaking the truth to Jamaican people and is disingenuous. Minimum wage in Jamaica is, call it $110 US. Nobody in the United States can live off at $110 US for the week. And US have far better economy more than Jamaica. US is first world country, right? The Prime Minister's salary is 28 million for the year. And then when you divide it, when you divide it, the Prime Minister carry home, when you divide it, it carry a good portion per month. We have to do the calculation for how much he carry home per month, right? Now we have an hurricane that devastate 4 to 5 parishes in Jamaica. Our opposition leader, the greatest bright man, Andrew Wallace, is a kindergarten student to Mark Golding. He's saying, you cannot tax the country at the moment and put oppression on the people. Find means of way to get money to run the budget. You cannot tax the country. Then you're going to stand up to the country to tell it the minimum wages that you are going to give them $17,000. You promise them it will be 2,500, but because of hurricane, you only can give them 1,000. But you still tax the people with the hurricane over 140,000 houses that destroy people live nowhere, and you put oppression on the people. What type of government this way we have in Jamaica? What type of government? This government is a oppression to the people and Jamaica people. I'm sorry. My father is there, but I take the best care of my father. My 2 sons, they are there, but they are in good jobs. You understand? I am sorry for the poor Jamaican people because you're paying dearly for this Prime Minister, Andrew Michael Holness. I'm a land right there.
Okay, so I'd like to respond to you before I go to the other person because I noticed you were a bit contradictory. Because I think the black man being paid $28 million, he deserves his pay. I mean, persons here has told you they have told you that he run 5 different ministries.
5 ministries.
And the white man is paid 27 million, so I don't know, and he doesn't have any ministry. They also talk about them wanting to build a new hospital. What's wrong with building a new hospital? And then you say, oh, Cornwall region, it is taking some time. And then you go on and you say, oh, we had a hurricane, yeah? So you don't think the hurricane would have impacted the build out of Cornwall regional and set us back a little? Because that didn't align with what you said previously. Right, so you kind of contradict yourself.
I contradict myself. How do I contradict myself when I put them?
I don't see anybody living on the road in the hurricane areas, right? There's nobody living on the street. There's no bodies that you all had alluded to. We need to stop having pity parties because that is not going to lift us up out of any situation that we feel like, oh, it's not good enough. Right? The pity party is not working. And the doom and gloom, it's not working either.
And no, the point I'm making, Andrew Holness don't know how to run a country. Andrew not even
he is running the country.
The country is running. Jamaica is in the worst ever condition. Andrew Holness is prime minister. Andrew Holness is Jamaica's worst prime minister. He knows nothing about leadership.
Okay. Who's next? Yes.
I think it's my time to speak.
Okay, go ahead. You have 3 minutes.
All right. For everybody who is listening, a simple Google search, comparing the education level of Andrew Holness as opposed to Mark Golding, you would see Google would tell you Andrew Holness is higher educated than Mark Golding. Andrew Holness has a doctorate. Mark Golding has a degree. Understand? Andrew Holness is way more educated than Mark Golding. Mark Golding, in comparison to Andrew Holness, is like comparing Portia Simpson to PJ Patterson. PJ Patterson was an educated man, and Mark Golding would be the Portia Simpson. People like O'Keefe, who does not understand what education is, would want us to believe something different. But that is the fact. All right. So that aside, all of the commitments made by
that is your facts.
That is the facts based on what is on Google when you compare the 2 levels of education. So let me go back to it. All of the commitments made to Jamaica by the Prime Minister are being fulfilled. The Prime Minister had committed to giving a break to students using SLB. He did that. He also made a commitment, to...
Your background so nice, I am the one.
Yeah, my background can recognize it. I'm going to have to come back in the other cycle when I get outside because I'm inside the building. I'll stop right there.
Because O'Keefe had said that you cannot live on the minimum wage in Jamaica. You cannot live on minimum wage in America either. Yeah, and every country in the world has a minimum wage. So yeah, go figure. Who is next now? Who's next? Muslim, are you next or winner?
It has to be Muslim.
Okay, Muslim.
Yeah, all right. So me O'Keefe talking boy, you're little bad man kind of too high because the way you mentioned about Andrew Holness pay and in 5 minutes where my fear run every single month with una Jamaican people. You talk about Mark Golding and which ministry him have. You understand me? And I end the idea. If you try to talk about person background, the only thing the only thing where Mark Golding have background in a Jamaica is BD&G. You not hear no other business where this man own other from BD&G where help bankrupt the whole entire Jamaica, right? So me not see where you talk about one of the smartest man what him do other from BD&G where smart when do in a Jamaica. But because me always ask this a question.
Rerum. He has a company named Rerum as well.
Partnership. Well, so at the end of the day, you see, when I keep and I go always I mention but Andrew Wellness, Jamaica positive record over the any area time where you want to look at Jamaica positive record was record under Michael Andrew Wellness. If you can show me a next prime minister will have a better record than him in any 4 term, I'm willing to sit and listen. Show me a record that is more positive in Jamaica than Michael Andrew Wellness, and pick any term where you want. Any term, in first term, second, third, in first or second or third term, any term where you want. You understand me? Yes. And the more you talk, the more they look a bad man in you. As Munchie said, I don't know if you're a Christian or whatever you be, but you come like any if you put on the politics star. It drag you down the other road. You understand me? And it's not so good.
Philippine, can I say something when I'm unfinished?
Oh, it's my turn.
And at the end of the winner turn. And after winner,
okay.
Yeah, after
So
winner turn.
You keep on talk about minimum wage, right?
Well, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
You keep on talk about this minimum wage. At the end of the day, Andrew Wellness raise minimum wage over a period of time, right? Tell me a time when PNP raise it to a good equivalent where they can survive. Because at the end of the day, when minimum wage is something where everybody always complain about. It is not good. There is no time in Jamaica when minimum wage is good. It is not good when you work as minimum wage. You understand? Nobody now gonna say, oh, it's at the best or whatever. You understand it? But at the end of the day, it's a process where it can build upon. It's not all the time you can increase minimum wage, but there's a time where you can make benefits and outcome to say that what are the things that we can put in this country to make sure say, all right, the minimum wage persons are not affected. You understand me? If you look on the business tax,
but you know something, Muslim.
Muslim, I know
you know
about
something
now.
Muslim.
I know about to win now.
You know, before we I know what to win now. You know something, Muslim? I don't know nobody where work for the minimum wage, you know. I don't know nobody. Everybody
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Everybody that I know, I work above the minimum wage.
And I don't think I always say this, you know, if you're a 30-year-old, you're a 25-year-old, a 40-year-old, you should not be waiting on the government to increase your salary by $1,000 every year. You know, an ambition. You should have stopped earn minimum wage from you about 25. Go and learn a skill. Mix matter or something. Yeah, me know a whole heap of helper we earn them helper money, helper salary, and then have a side hustle. Do something to improve your life. We need to stop this pity party. You know, it's boring now. Winner, go ahead.
So I heard Hugh Blair mention something about share company, as if the premise have a share company that is bad. Mark Golding also has a shell company that he speaks out of his mouth that is located overseas. Find a company that Dr. Andrew Wellness has that is not in Jamaica. Mark Golding, major assets, all of them, not even out of his house, that is not declared on his statutory declaration, is in that shell company that is located overseas, paying taxes overseas, not in Jamaica, overseas, his assets, right? Secondly, there is not a country in the world that its residents are comfortable with minimum wage. There is not a period in PNP's history in their 18.5 years that Jamaicans were comfortable, they know, that Jamaicans were comfortable with the minimum wage administered to them under the PNP. So let us not get this twisted. Also, the government have provided opportunities for Jamaicans to expand themselves beyond the minimum wage. Minimum wage actually for high schoolers. There's no way we should be having adults in these times going to talk about minimum wage when Hartrust is free for you to go. Government is paying people to go to Hartrust to get a free skill. What are you all talking about? Delusional mindset, delusional fixation on it. The Jamaican people has given Dr. Andrew Wellness a third mandate. All the best matrices that we have ever experienced as a country is under his governance. Murder rate, when you're talking about poverty rate lowering, when you talk about infrastructural development, when you talk about financial major city. Best. The best. So when O'Keefe talk about record, PJ Patterson, Portia Simpson Miller, Michael Manley cannot match the level of achievement that Dr. Andrew Holness has achieved in his third and going to fourth term too. And I hit on Maduno because if this is successful, when this is successful, when we have gone out of what Hurricane Melissa have done to us, it's going to show the Jamaican people that Dr. Andrew Holness is truly the mastercraft of delivering services to this country. And the PNP will be in opposition for a very, very long time. And that's a Maduno. So what? We know campaign for now until 2030. Because we realize we can't live internet. We realize we can't live. We have a campaign. The lies and the deception and the deceit did not work for the third term. And it now will work for the fourth term. Because we go there, we do not 2 Yeah? Remember that.
The stagnant mindset.
All right.
Go ahead, Mr. Blair.
No, remember, I want to say something quick.
No, hold on, Arcade, hold on, man. You can't interject in everybody's conversation.
You know, say Labour Right platform you're upon. You're right.
No matter with that. No matter with the party.
Platform, but you said, now your business if you want that
for the party. No matter with the party. Just relax. Relax. Are you next, Archie? Are you next?
We know. You just said earlier on, and it proved my point to say that you are truly an amazing cheerleader. Hear what you just said a while ago. Minimum wages to school leavers. You want to tell me now, so all of the household helpers and all of the gardeners and people like those are school leavers, or they should be school leavers?
They earn more than minimum wage.
No, hold on. When you speak, we now get your words together. You can't advocate for minimum wage to be only for school leavers. So the household helpers.
Mr. Blair, you will get back a time. Mr. Blair. But let me answer this. You tell me which sector you know really work for minimum wage now.
There's a lot of people in Jamaica who work for minimum wage.
May I put it to you?
Hold on. You ask me a question, give me a chance to answer. People who work in a supermarket. People who work in a stores. Security guard, household helpers.
No,
security guard.
More than minimum wage, Mr. Blair.
No, Mr. Blair. Security guard, minimum wage. Security.
Hold on.
No, you don't get back a time, Mr. Blair. You don't get it back. Security guard is not working for the minimum wage that the regular minimum wage. No.
Yeah. Yours is
hold on. It is regulated. More. The security pay is regulated by the minimum wage, and it is raised by minimum wage.
No.
Yeah.
But we are saying to you, Mr.
Muslim, tap your knife. You can't tell me that.
Security guard is not working. Let me say this to you, by the way. There is 3 categories of security guard. 3. You have the arm, the unarmed, and the canine. 3 different pay the 3 of them I get. And none of them now work for minimum wage.
Carl,
anytime minimum wage is raised, that is the time security guard pay raise. Security guard pay.
Yes, I agree.
Thank you.
But for them one is not.
So they classify as minimum wages, Claude. Although they get above it, they classify as minimum wages.
No, they are above. They are above the regular minimum wage.
But they are classified as minimum wages, Claude. Carl.
No, they don't earn minimum wage.
We did not say they are. They classify as a minimum wager.
No. A laborer on a construction site, I get the same. I get minimum wage. No. A laborer on a construction site, I work
$6,000 a day. $6,000 a day. 6,000.
Yeah. So hardly anybody I get minimum wage. But take back your time, Mr. Blair.
All right. Hardly anybody I get minimum wage. So the Prime Minister never have to raise minimum wage because nobody now get minimum wage. That's what they say.
No, a foolish argument that. You still going to have some people. Wait, no, man.
Like the wholesale them. Like the wholesale, yeah.
you still going to have some people who will try to exploit people. So you have to make sure some put it at a
put it into law. Yeah.
Yeah, so the minimum wage is really a benchmark. The minimum wage is a benchmark. It's a benchmark for the minimum amount of money that can be paid out by any institution.
Before even the
so even if it's a supermarket, if it's a supermarket of wholesale, the minimum amount of money that can be paid out is called the minimum wage.
Okay, we can't go back to me. You can't go back to my point.
Yeah, man, your time, Mr. Blair.
Yeah, okay. The point I was making, I was responding to what Winner said, that minimum wage job is for school leavers. Well, I never grown none of my children that believe school are come take up minimum wage job.
You see that? You see that, Mr. Blair? You see that? You see that, Mr. Blair?
Yeah, confirm what we are saying.
No. Well,
so you never teach your children to have a stagnant mindset and for go get minimum wage for the rest of their life.
Hold on.
Unfortunate like Mr. Blair kids them.
Hold on, please. Let me finish the point, because everybody are buy out my point now. Winner should withdraw the point when him say that minimum wage is for school leaving children. That is false, because the majority of the household helper who check every morning up Dillsbury, up Millsboro, up Jacks Hill, up Beverly Hills, they are getting minimum wage. And most of them the employee from time to time will tap them up, and some of them will get way above
Can I
minimum
interject
wage.
for a second, Mr. Blair?
Yeah.
Winner gone.
I mean, make up for Blair.
I interject for just a second.
Yeah,
yeah, man. Yeah. One second.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Just let me interject for a second. I have two young kids. I have 2 young kids in Jamaica, and a peer helper to be with them when their mother is at work, and the helper get almost $200,000 a month. And my sister also has a helper at her house, and she pays her helper more than I pay my helper.
I understand that, and it all come down to affordability. You will agree with that. I am the one. If you can afford the minimum to pay above the minimum wage, please do, because the minimum wage is the final ceiling where you can't go below. The government never say enough to pay over it. That's not what the legislation is about. You understand? But
yeah, but what happens is this? But what happens is this, Mr. Blair?
We don't
you
want
see, I watch a lady get paid minimum wage and I help.
No. Watch a lady like day's work, I get whole heap of money. So you can't all pay them $5,000 for the day, or between $4,000 and $5,000 for the day. So they make money too.
The point why I'm making, is that we should not confine minimum wage to say school leaving people. And to Philippine, not everybody can upgrade from minimum wage. Mixing concrete.
Why?
No, not everybody.
Time up now, Philippines.
Why?
Not everybody.
Why?
Not everybody can upgrade from
nonsense.
I believe that everybody is good at something. Whether it's to be have a small business, a little side hustle.
Yeah.
Or to get a trade or something. I believe everybody is good at something. And they do have to settle for minimum wage.
But if everybody is got upgraded from minimum wage, there would be no minimum wage earner. So there would be.
And that is why we are going to a livable wage.
Some jobs will not be filled.
And that is why we're trying to get to a livable wage.
We have to move on from Mr. Blair now.
Okay, who next now? Oh, okay, Orchid, yes.
Yeah. What Mr. Blair said? Me I go look on him this morning and tell him I'm talking rubbish because first and foremost, helpers and their workers, they set the price. And if they're not happy with what you're giving them, they're not doing the job. And they're not accepting under $8,000 a day. You understand? So when come about minimum wage and one bag of nonsense, I don't know what he's talking about. Moving right along. I want to ask Mr. Blair something on O'Keefe. They keep saying that the Prime Minister taking 28 million. I'm quite sure there are persons in Jamaica right now earning more than $28 million a year. And I would have liked one of them to answer.
No,
so what?
Hold on,
And they're
you
not
asked
running
the
the
question.
country. Yeah, answer me.
You asked the question. I did not ever mention that the Prime Minister should not get in 28 million. That is not my conversation. I have no problem. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Hold on, let me make this
Very
my own
good. Go ahead.
statement. The increase of the Prime Minister, the opposition leader, the members of Parliament, the councillors was done when you have a restructuring. Right?
Yes. Everybody in the government got an increase.
Exactly. That is how the increase come about.
So where the big Mr.
Hold on.
No man, not on my hold on. My time.
No, but you asked me.
Yeah, you answered my question already. O'Keefe hammering the Prime Minister every day. Every striking time I hear him on the internet, him talking about and beating up the Prime Minister, him $28 million a year. Where you did want, O'Keefe? You don't want the Prime Minister for taking pay? Isn't the Prime Minister supposed to be paid?
Orchid him no white.
Sorry?
Him no white.
Oh,
so him not forget it.
I forgot. He's a little ghetto boy from Spanish Town, so he's not deserving. Okay, come on for the Prime Minister back. You understand? And guess what? I'm glad somebody mentioned that you are your witness, and I'm going to report you because every day you're not supposed to depend on the internet into no conversation about politics. And every day you come out here and you lie, put on top of it. I am going to report you to the elders, and that's what I have to say, guys.
Orchid. Who is next now?
Me next.
Okay. Phil Don and then Munchi and then Classic. Okay? All right, go ahead, Phil Don.
Growing up, I always hear this saying, say, empty barrel make the most noise, right? And him know himself. Mr. O'Keefe, you said you're a teacher and you're teaching education system. But to be honest, your critical thinking is very, very poor. Because certain things that you're saying just not making any sense. And I don't know how come so much people running with this water and gas. That comparison should never come about. And the question is, if Mark Golding didn't come with the gimmicks, how much of us would be here debating and talking about this nonsense? So the minimum wage thing, to remember, we all agree that minimum wage was put in place so that people don't get abused in terms of payment and so on. That means you cannot go below. So what's the big fuss? Majority of us are not earning minimum wage. And if we do, we all have a chance to elevate ourselves and move on to higher paid jobs. So I don't know what's the big deal. And if you say that there are people out there, they're going to be shot. When you lose your job, a person replace you quicker than you lose your job. So there's always demand in the workplace for people to fill the gaps that are left because of certain mishaps or so on. So to be honest, it's for us as citizens, as people, to elevate ourselves. Stop depending on government. The opportunities out there, we go and look it. It seems like O'Keefe and other persons that are saying this and that. They want the Prime Minister come and knock on your door and say, you have to go out there and look it. We know that Jamaica is a country where sometimes you have to also make an extra. But a lot of persons, they work in minimum wage and they are not thinking beyond minimum wage. They want to stay one place forever. If you have that mindset, how are you going to achieve anything or reach anywhere in life? Remember, you're going to think about responsibility. You're going to need things. You're going to need a lot of things. And sometimes the tip where you get sometimes still not cover your expenses for the month, for the week, because anything can happen and you have to spend money. So we as people need to elevate ourselves and think beyond what is being discussed. So sometimes I hear say we not go do a check, we not do no facts. And sometimes you not even have to do your checks. Critical thinking, and you have to think outside the box. Too much of us are not trying to elevate ourselves when we're there one place. It's like if you're there somewhere and a promotion is up for grab, what are you going to do? You're going to try to get yourself in position so that you can be considered. So I don't know why we are depending on the Prime Minister to do everything. We appreciate the raise and he explain why. Him not even reach 1 year 9 term and him already raised it. So there's opportunity for more. Let the country recover and then we'll see.
Well done, very measured, calm. I want to be like you. Munchi, go ahead.
Yes, thank you very much. I drop off a while ago, call like go away. You see, PNP panel.
Like bill.
PNP thing is a mindset, Philippine. And you see, because
I can pay your light bill, man. I leave PNP alone.
most man pay my light bill a long time before it even you. But anyway, yes, you know, I'll grow up as a PNP, me can't tell you no guys. I say PNP is a mindset. And them always play a victim. Somebody always owe them something. Oh, Andrew, I do nothing for poor people. Oh, there's nothing in the budget for poor people. Oh, poor people cannot buy water. You see, anytime the PNP then travel, well, not all of them, because I'm going to say you, Blair. You, Blair, knows that nobody no owe him nothing. And nobody no obligated to send him pick them go to college. And he work, and he save, and he send him pick them go to college, and he pick them a work and I pay taxes and I live. Nobody owe them nothing. If they want to buy water for $20, if they want to buy water for $44, if they want to buy Avian water, if they want to buy Fiji, they can afford it. So you see, PNP is a mindset, but you have some of them will come out tight and know, say, you have to go work and help. You see, the one them will okay for talk about, poor people, and they can't buy water. If you cannot buy bottled water, okay, drink the tap water. The tap water is there, drink it. Me grew up and nothing to do me. When me there town, I used to drink. Me tell you no say me never start drink filtered water until me move come a Mandeville O'Keefe. I live in Kingston. My daughter live in Kingston from she was 6 until she was 15. And she never, ever, ever drink filtered water. She drank the water from the pipe in a town and not never do her. I may never carry a doctor one day for water. You drink what you can afford. The mindset one who have a talk about government and that is not the Prime Minister job to provide water. Drink the free tap water O'Keefe. And where you live in Florida, O'Keefe, Ron DeSantis and Donald Trump now provide no water for no there. What better drink one no have? Because first of all, there is nothing free in not even the air we are breathing in Florida, not free under Ron DeSantis. But yet still you come, you tear down the government, you tear down Andrew Holness, you tear down the Jamaican people, and you poor. No poor people are down here, O'Keefe. No poor people don't ask you when you come to Jamaica where they all the Jamaican people them live good, everybody a drive car, everybody a nice clothes, everybody a nice laptop house, everybody a go restaurant go eat. Ask comrade you. No poor people don't know which poor people you are talking about. No poor people know in the East River St. Andrew all we want up their road. Because we are proud people and when the business believe in a handout. Go up the hill and go up on the nice house them up there. Stop it. Okay, but poor people. And you're the only poor people what me know. Okay? All right.
So, classic, your turn.
Yes, you're the only poor people me know. That sounds good. But, you know, when you think about this water situation, and Mark Golding make reference to 2 bottles of water at the corner shop, that is more expensive than a liter of gas. And that's not true. We continue to say it's not true. Maybe a few weeks ago you could have bring up that and it brings some weight. But the liter of gas today is more expensive than 2 bottles of water on the street. But what we are trying to drive home still is the point that we are always been missing, is that he wants to say that instead of the sugary drinks, make them buy water. And we want to remind Jamaicans that tax went on water because of the PNP. And them put tax on water. And now you're telling the Prime Minister, say, yo, you have to take it off. Take off something that you put on. At the end of the day, people, always remember, when, for example, Munchi have her daughter or son, whatever it is, and you go and buy your snacks and water or juice for your child, you're not going to go at the corner shop for go do your big shopping. You're going to go to the wholesale or the supermarket. And when it run out at the end of the week now, you're going to grab a one juice and a one snack at the shop. So Mark Golding, you can't make it look like, say, I tell people, say, oh, a corner shop, people with them big grocery. That's an alternative when everything run out of your house. Right, O'Keefe? Right, Mr. Blair?
You're wrong. I mean,
Wrong?
You talk strong and wrong, man, but we're not in an argument with you.
I know something not going right because what O'Keefe tell you the other day on my program. What O'Keefe said to me.
About your own daughter, son.
What O'Keefe said to me the other day is that we're supposed to lock down all supermarkets and wholesales and don't support the Chinaman either because rich people own them stuff there. So
don't tell a lie.
Yeah, man, you said that, man. I have the recording. Please remember.
Don't tell a lie.
Remember every live, sir. Remember every live is recorded. It can dig up and play. Not do that. Don't be wrong and strong, brother. You see, rich people own it. And a rich person who owns Rum is Mark Golding. And he also distributes water and sugary drinks. So should we not support his business? Comrades, the man and son mustn't support rich people business, which is Mark Golding's Rum. Cool? Always bear that in mind. My time done yet?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
No.
No, my time, no, Mr. Blair.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, you okay?
Yeah, man. All right, let me tell you straight. You see, why a lot of you labor rights talk like this, you see, truly, Jamaica Labour Party don't focus on education because this government is in for 11 years. This is the first prime minister that's ever existed in Jamaica that have never built a school. Then he's going to come in the budget the other day. He's going to build 5 STEM school, and he promised 5 STEM school 11 years ago. 11 years ago.
So it wasn't promised.
I'm sorry, I don't depend on anybody's argument if they don't call my name. Please allow me to talk. And then when my time is up, it's up. And I'll mute my mic. This government doesn't ready. It started from Bustamante said selfish better than education. Michael Manley came and Michael Manley reformed education in Jamaica. When Michael Manley took over Jamaica in 1972, 50% of Jamaica people were illiterate, couldn't read and write. When Michael Manley left office in 1980, 80% of Jamaica people were now literate that can read maybe at different levels. Somebody need to mute their mic. You understand? The PNP took over about Jamaica in 1989. We developed education. We upgrade UTech. We upgrade UTech, cast to UTech. We upgrade Maritime University. Maritime University, we have another university, international university by the PNP. The Jamaica Labour Party have done nothing to education. The PNP also upgraded the Heart Academy that someone can leave art with a bachelor's degree under the PJ Patterson-led Jamaica. Right? When it comes on to education, it is the PNP, and that's why Jamaica is like this. Andrew Holness need to go. He runs a bang belly economy, malnourished economy. Andrew Holness mouth only sweet. He knows nothing how to manage an economy. He needs to make the integrity boss, Mark Jefferson Golding, who completed his law degree in 3 years with a first class honors. How bright Mark Golding is to run. Andrew Holness is like a kindergarten student to Mark Jefferson Golding. Jamaica people, they are paying dearly for September 3, and I'm so sorry for the people with this bang belly economy in Atlanta right there.
But let me ask you something, do O'Keefe, because you talk a whole heap of foolishness, but me still have faith, out of respect. If it is, so you talk about you talk about education, and I want to ask you this: if a child leave primary school and move on to high school and can't read and write, who's responsible? Who you blame for that? Who you blame for that?
I blame the government can be a part of it because when our party was in power, the grade 4 literacy rate was 80, and since this party came to power, it reached 64. That is to show that this government don't concentrate on education. They are only drainers to drain the country and break the country.
All right. I'll tell you a little story, quick story. My 5 children, them. May have 4 boys who go to the same primary school, same basic school, and went on to the same high school, Kingston College. My daughter went to early childhood. So I'm not fool towards education, so I understand. Now, one of my son, my 4th son, when I'm in a 3 grade, he never perform well. He never read at a 3 grade level. And we, meaning we as parents and as a family, realize him never read well at 3 grade. And you know what me do? As parent, me and my wife and the rest of siblings, we take it on ourselves to start to teach him, start to give him extra class, put him in an extra class, we spend some money. You see, by the time him for reach 4th grade, him get most improved student, best reader, and everything. The point what I make to us is, it is an indictment on any parents, not government, not teachers, for a child to leave primary school and can't read. It is the responsibility of the parents. So O'Keefe, don't come and tell me nothing about government, this and government that. We are reading and writing is concerned. The parents, it is parents' responsibility that.
I just want to add that by 1972, over 340 schools were built by the JLP. The JLP has built the most schools along with the church in Jamaica. And so
it's my time to speak.
Yeah, I'm going to allow you to speak. I am the one. And the reason I'm saying this is that, some of the schools were locked down under Percival James Patterson. And, with a decline in population now, there is no reason for us to add the traditional schools that we have. And that is why we're now building out STEM schools. So I don't know why O'Keefe is asking for more physical, traditional schools. Yeah, we're building specialized schools, STEM schools. No, go ahead. I am the one.
O'Keefe said 2 things that I want to get some clarity on. He said that you all upgraded UTech. O'Keefe, I'm a young man. Now to ask you, what did you upgrade UTech from to? That's what I want to ask.
Okay, UTech was cost. Okay, young man, it was cost. It gave much cost. Okay, and we upgraded from cost to the University of Technology, 1996. Okay,
that's a big deal.
Lovely. All right, lovely. No. Hold on, guys, please do not. Please, don't just hold on, man. Guys, oh my God.
Offer a diploma. They used to offer diploma.
Oh my God.
And when it upgraded to university now, people started to do bachelors and masters under the TNP.
But the question is answered because when you intervene, why you continue? Because he answered the question and we have to move to the next one. Please, I am the one. I'm really sorry. You said Maritime University, you guys upgraded. Where you upgraded from and what it became when you upgraded? Maritime University, please.
Also from a college to a university that they now can do have accredited bachelor's degree and master's program under the PNP government.
What year? Because you name year for the previous one, but me notice you conveniently no name year another one here. Let's go.
I don't want to give you a
no,
wrong,
don't think.
but
Let me tell you, 2017. Don't think. Let me tell you, it's 2017 that happened. Don't think. Let me tell you, 2017 it happened. Let me show you the trap when I said, me ask you the first one as a bonus, make you feel good and glow tonight. Then me ask you the real question and catch
which
you in your life.
PNP government did I run in 2017, Travis?
PJ Pattison.
Okay, make a minute. Let me explain something here.
Hold on.
It was already.
Chavi, we're not.
Stop. No, sir. Don't do that. Don't do that. Hey, let me tell you this.
You know, on the carries. Hold on,
I'm going to mute you. Because I'm going to mute you.
Hold on, too much noise. I make no. Hold on.
But hear me, I go say no. Guys, don't listen this. Mr. Blair, please be quiet. Mr. Blair, please be quiet. Because no one to back him in time. Mr. Blair, please be quiet. I want to give him in time. Please, thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you see the same Ruel Reed and the other brother man, Pinnock, whatever, we then take and beat me from pillar to post. Those are the gentlemen that did that. Now, my question is, were they appointed under PNP government? Let's have this discussion. Yeah, let's go. You lied, and I asked you a bonus question and set you up for debate, and you took it. You lied. Don't make no excuses. You lied and you're caught in a lie. Accept it.
Hey, from cast to you that is no upgrade. A name change is an upgrade. From cast to you take. I am the one. Go ahead.
Don't make yourself being missed.
I am the one. Go ahead.
Can you hear me? All right.
Yes, go ahead.
All right. So I wanted to rebut some of the lies and nonsense that O'Keefe was speaking, because I know people on the platform are people, down in the comment section are people just listening will hear the nonsense and maybe even think or have some sitting there that it is true. It's nonsense. It's all bullshit. And let me point it out. Very simple. In the 1960s, Bustamante and a man called Edwin Allen took on a major project to educate Jamaica, because at the time Jamaica had a literacy rate of maybe like 30%. So majority of Jamaicans couldn't even read or sign their names. So Bustamante and Edwin Allen decided that they were going to seek funding to build both primary, secondary, and some tertiary schools for teachers. So the tertiary schools would be for teachers because they're building all these primary and secondary schools, but they needed teachers to fill them, right? So what they did, they went to the World Bank and they got a loan and some grants to build the schools. They ended up building almost 300 institutions in order to be able to fulfill the mandate that they had to educate Jamaica. This is in the 1960s. Moving upwards, the process started. Remember now, people, it does not take a year for people to complete primary school to go into secondary school. It takes how many years? It takes 6 years, right? So it took 6 years. During that period, for many of those people who were uneducated to complete primary level and to get to secondary level. So during the 1970s is where the project actually came to fruition when Michael Manley was in power. That is when majority of those people that Bustamante started in those schools became educated, because they were now in secondary school and finishing up secondary school. The same secondary school that Bustamante and Edwin Allen started, right? All through the 1970s heading into the 1980s. So O'Keefe would want us to believe that the groundwork set by Bustamante to put people into schools and take them from under trees, black people, because only white people and people looking like Michael Manley were able to go to actual schools because black Jamaicans were not that privileged to get into schools. And Bustamante saw that as a problem and decided that they were going to resolve it, right? So O'Keefe and other members of the PNP would want us to believe.
Your thoughts?
Actual fruit of the tree that was planted by Bustamante. All right.
Okay.
So that is what I have to say about that situation.
But, I am the one. You see, you conveniently said that all of the 300 school was conceptualized in the 1960s between 62 and 72.
Conceptualize and
all right.
build.
Let me tell you what I read.
Conceptualize and build.
I hear exactly every word man said.
Yeah, man.
No, man, say
Conceptualize
what
and
me
build,
read.
Mr. Blair. Conceptualize,
Because
funded,
some
and
schools were
built.
built before that by Buster.
Hold on. The 300 school built in Jamaica between 1962 and 1972 onwards. And all of the 300 was conceptualized in the period 1962 to 72. Is that what you said?
Listen, schools were being built before
Yeah, man, 18
by Bustamante. A number of the schools were built by
Philippine, you're
Bustamante.
changing the line of argument. That's not
No,
what we're
I
talking
am
about.
telling you what I read.
No, just listen. That's not what we're talking about.
It's a
Just
total
listen
of
to
over
young miss.
350
Young miss, listen, man, and learn, man. Learn
Yeah,
from
man.
the elders,
Philippians.
man.
Philippians.
Hold on.
Philippians.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
not
man.
learning.
Let me respond to Mr. Blair.
1 plus 1
Let me
Okay, all right.
Let me respond to Mr. Blair. Mr. Blair, the initiative to build out Jamaica's education infrastructure was put together by Bustamante and Edwin Allen. It was not started just in the 1960s because it started before that. But during the 1960s, heading into the 1970s, into the early 1970s, when we had the change of government, the Bustamante administration. Hold on. Let me finish answering the question. The Bustamante administration in that specific period built over 190 schools, including tertiary institutions. Some of the tertiary institutions were also in construction when there was a change in the government, and those institutions, the completion of the construction was under the Michael Manley administration, but they started under Bustamante. And what Michael Manley did is rename those institutions and claimed ownership for the work that was done by Bustamante.
So coming out of the 1955 election, where the first premier of Jamaica, Norman Manley, became the premier of Jamaica until independence. Didn't any other 300 schools started during that period of time and finished during the 1960s?
Like I said, the process started long before the 1970s.
You don't answer the question, sir.
Bustamante
He just did. Keep in
and
mind.
Edward Allen. Bustamante and Edward Allen had this idea.
Edwin Allen.
Yeah, man, slip of the tongue. Edwin Allen.
But we can
the
say
process.
we can
Listen on.
no
Bustamante
we
and
can
Edwin
say,
Allen started the process from before the 1960s. But what I can tell you is that 190 schools, over 190 schools were built between 1962 and 1972 by Edwin Allen and Bustamante during that period in the same project that they had started previously.
The project, most of the school project would have started long before independence. Now you would realize that too. It is started from where in the 1950s.
It started in the 40s, 1944.
Please, you're mixing up the thing.
We are talking about, sir.
1944 is universal adult suffrage.
No, we're not talking about universal suffrage.
No, hold on, Philippian. Hold on. I am talking about, I am not talking the period when we had chief ministers. I'm talking the period which we have premier and then go over to prime minister. So all of those conceptualization and building started after 1955 and end up way up, Philippian, please, way up into the 1970s. So it is not a question that it was only the Jamaica Labour Party.
I'm going to find the article because I know there's an article about this.
All political parties from 1955 onward to 1980 built schools.
To find the article that speaks to this.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
Mr. Blair.
Hold on a second.
Mr. Blair, I think nobody a dispute for say all political party build school, Nobody now dispute that.
Exactly.
Say that be a fool.
That is exactly what I was about to say.
But
I am not saying. Hold on, Carl. Yeah, hold on, Carl. That is exactly what I was saying. I am not saying that, the People's National Party did not build any schools, But what I am saying is that there was a specific initiative by Alexander Bustamante and Edwin Allen to educate Jamaica. And that is the initiative that bore the most fruit, because that is how majority of the schools in Jamaica were built.
But I am the one. You intervene and you say, well, I am
under Alexander Bustamante.
I am the one. Please hold on. Let me just read this. An article in the Observer. There can be no new Jamaica without 1 minute. You Blair, 1 minute. There can be no new Jamaica without education. Hold on. The author, Garnet Weir, October 11, 2021. But I'm also going to cite some sources from the Gleaner from in the 1900s, from in the 1990, early 19 whatever, yeah, 1940s or 1930s. But there can be no new Jamaica without education. Thus spoke Alexander Bustamante as he addressed the opening function of the Junction Health Center in St. Elizabeth in June 1953. The statement was true then, and it is true now. For over 80 years, the name Alexander Bustamante has resonated through 3 generations of Jamaicans. It is the name of a man. Let me skip all of those. The riotous events of 1938 and their aftermath is formation of the Bustamante Trade Union to champion the rights.
Miss, you're not getting the point what we're talking about. Miss, you've gone too far, man.
Hold on. I know where I'm getting at. I know where I'm going to read it. I know where I'm getting at, and I'm going to read it.
We don't want to hear that.
Me know you don't want to hear it, but I'm going to read it. I'm not going to read all of it.
You're off point. You're dragging. You're misleading. You're off point.
I'm not misleading. I'm looking for the specific parts. The Bustamante administration, we took office in January, because previously they were talking about education and all of that. Bustamante administration, we took office in January 1945, attacked the problem frontally. Its government 1946-1947 10-year development plan made significant provision for expanding the capacity of primary schools, and they delivered. By December 31, 1953, they had completed 179 new primary schools and 84 open-air supplementary classrooms. The Gleaner, February 20, 1954. On his return to office in April 1962, the focus of Bustamante's government on the building of primary education remained. By February 1967, his party could boast that his government had built in 4 years. By December 31, 1966, 126 primary schools, and that a further 40 schools were scheduled for completion by September 1967. 84 teachers' cottages had also been built for support these schools in recognition of their difficulty in attracting qualified teachers to their rural location. The numerous primary schools that Bustamante administration built created a virtual revolution in governmental school ownership and administration. Prior to 1945, most primary school was owned or operated by churches, which obtained a limited grant from the government for their operation. Most of such schools lack suitable classrooms, playing field, adequate culinary facilities for preparation of school lunches, or cottages for schools for teachers in rural areas. Bustamante changed all that by the widespread construction of over 179 government-owned and operated schools by December 1953, and a further 166 between 1962 and 1967. The significance of this is in the big picture is better appreciated when one recognizes that at least 345 primary schools, or about 40% of the entire current stock of primary schools, were built under Bustamante's administration. Okay.
What's the point?
Carl.
What's the point? What's the
No,
point?
let me tell you the point. Carl, I'm
What's the
sorry,
point?
Carl. Let me tell you the point, okay. You started your preamble by saying, sorry for intervening, Carl, that Jamaica Labour Party don't promote education, and it started from Bustamante when Bustamante said saltfish is better than education. Remember that, Carl?
Yeah,
so it is important that Philippian read this. That is the point.
So the
you
point
want to
is,
come here
so the
and
point
talk
is,
your propaganda and
so
don't
the
want
point
our
is,
Philippian pushback. You don't want here.
Munchie, the point is, Bustamante
Yes.
built the schools in Jamaica, but it's when Michael Manley came to power, Michael's strategy caused
It doesn't matter what Michael
rate to increase.
Okay.
Michael Manley
Manley
is the man for education in Jamaica. Michael Manley is the man for education in Jamaica.
Mute him, Carl. Mute him, Carl. Mute him.
The schools
Beg you guys 1 second. Philippians, wait. Philippians, just hold on. Wait. I want Hawkins to tell everybody here, 160 plus the panel, what is the legislation that Michael Manley passed, year and date, that affected this strategy which he speaks of. I'm actually advocating for you to get the floor, Hawkins, by yourself, to name the policy and the date of it came into effect to prove your argument. So go ahead now, your turn.
Yeah, but Travis, make we turn to Mr. Blair. Make we turn to O'Keefe, hold on, man. Make we turn to Mr. Blair. Mr. Blair, you hear Philippian read out what is what. Me think it only fair for you come with your one now, your thing now.
Philippian read.
Debunk that.
No, hold on. This is not about debunking, you know. Somebody wrote an article in support of Bustamante.
So what is it you're saying?
Hold on, man.
They're in greener articles. They are in greener articles.
Philippian. Remember, listen. Philippian, remember me, I'm not done, you know. I hear every word you read out of the article. And the article only speaks of Bustamante. So the article was about Bustamante. Right? Between the period 1950 to 1962, over 100 elementary schools was built in Jamaica. We all agree that between 1962 and 1972, the number went up. So when we are going to quote history, we should not come on the platform and make it look that
it also said that the schools, the schools were privately owned prior to that. And the government helped to fund them.
Hold on. Hold on, Philippian. Up to today, some of the major schools in Jamaica is owned by the churches. And for history, school came out of the church.
I did say that the churches own the schools.
Philippian, don't moderate my speech, please. School came out of churches. The first school was the churches. That's where school began, in the churches. And that is why most of the modern churches now does not own school. But those older denominations, mainly the Catholics, they own. Yeah, they're Anglican or Catholic. No, man, Anglican is categorized as Catholic.
No, they're not Catholic. They're not Catholic. They're not Catholic. They're not Catholic.
They are breakaway from the Catholic. They are known as the Church of England. They are breakaway from the Catholic. The Church of England.
Yeah, but I categorize them. I categorize them as the same.
No, you can't. You can't. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, Mr. All right. If you look on Kingston College, which I am affiliated with, Kingston College, and if you look on a St. George's College, the St. George's College belongs to the Catholic, while the Kingston College belongs to the Anglican.
Yeah, right. But most of the schools came out of
that is the least of the argument.
Came out of churches.
Yeah,
right.
We get that.
So schools, the building of schools started from in the late early 1950s and continue through the 50s and continue through the 60s, even up to the 70s.
Yeah.
P.J. Patterson, within his term, built or refurbished over 64 schools in Jamaica also. The point I am making is that...
How many schools in Bill? Tell me how much schools in Bill.
P.J. Patterson built and refurbished over 64 schools.
Yeah, man. Out of that number, how many of them he built? That more I know.
Well, I don't have the numbers which one he built.
I'm glad you asked the question because we ended up with a modified question at the second time. Because at first it was built and nothing else. Then it became built and refurbished.
We don't have a problem if in build schools.
Travis.
Or in refurbished schools.
Travis, listen. Travis, I did not modify my question. I said built and refurbished. Because that is what the research.
Yeah, man, to be honest, he did say built and refurbished.
And that is what he did what he should have done, and that is good.
But me ask comrade O'Keefe then, no man. O'Keefe, come no man, come tell me how many from that 60.
Philippian put on you blade time, no man. This a go on for a long time now, you know.
Sorry, one person speak earlier. Forget about the time. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, man, yeah, because me so leaving because my phone won't charge. So me I go probably go charge my phone. But the question, the argument is all administration build school and improve on education in Jamaica. When the People's National Party came to power in 1972, there was only 2 universities. When the People's National Party left power in 2007, there was around 7 universities. So both government...
They created the universities?
How many of them did they build?
Yeah. How much of them build, Mr.
No.
The university was created by Norman Manley. Norman Manley brought the University of the West Indies here.
We have to
Norman Manley did not bring you in here. You with the overall about 3 different main campuses.
Philippian, you don't understand Philippian. You don't understand the thing, you know. That's your problem in Philippian.
What do you mean I don't understand?
You like to talk.
O'Keefe, mute. Mr. Blair, please tell us the 5 additional universities, please. That's a read.
Una go allow me to finish.
Yeah, man. Finish, Mr. Blair.
Yeah. We moved from 2 universities to 7 universities. Right? And that up man of both administration.
Name them, no name them, please.
And now hold on, man. It also included CMU, which was done in 2017. So it is not one administration who has helped.
Watch on. Hold on, Mr. Blair. Mr. Blair, you say by the leave power 2007. See, in 2007, it up to 7. And did I hear you correctly when you say it also includes CMU that was done in 2017?
No. The CMU came on in 2017. I was speaking
and
about
it was not done by you guys.
No,
that's what I'm telling you.
No, Chavi, please.
I have a burning interjection that I have to put this out. I cannot allow this to go unsaid. And let me just say it real quickly.
Yeah.
The UWI was brought to Jamaica by Sir James Irving, Sir Alexander Bustamante, and Philip Sherlock. Sir Philip Sherlock. So whichever idiot up on the platform I tell people about how Norman Manley bring UWI come to Jamaica, they need to go chuck off in a big load of
When the argument reached a level, then you know it's time for me to take
you before you leave, cover
Before you go, the additional 5 universities we need to know.
Yes, tell us the 5 universities that the PNP built. BUILT.
No, hold on.
Builded.
No, hold on. We don't talk about built. Because you could have an institution which was not accredited university standard, which was built from 1930 or 1920. You understand? It was when they get the accreditation to become a university. So let us not talk about the physical building. Because
no, Mr. Blair, that can't count. No. Because UCJ does the accreditation. It doesn't mean that UCJ
hold on.
the university.
Philippian, I beg you wait. We asked that Mr. Blair name them. That's all we need. Just name the places.
Philippian, listen. The building of a building is not what makes you a university. It's the accreditation which the institution provides. So the building could have been built from 1940, 1950,
well, you have to start the building though.
No, it is what is being done at the building, brother. You can't just build a building.
No, but I say you have to start the building. You have to start the building.
Yeah.
But I can tell you,
no. Before PJ 1972, it was only UTech and university. Name all of the other universities which are in Jamaica. No, all of them came after that. All of them came, and 7 of them came during the 19 or 18 and a half year when PJ Patterson and the PNP was in government, outside of CMU, which came on in 2017.
May I ask that you name the institutions which that was already established as a lower school, maybe an institute of this or an institute of that they made into a university. You said by 2007 there was 5 more, other than the 2 that was already there. I asked that you name those 5 institutions that they converted or it's brand new built into university.
One of them is in Manchester, which the Governor General is familiar with. Right? You know that one.
Name the schools, please. Thanks. Name the schools.
You know that one. No, you know that one there.
The name West Indies College.
Of which the Governor General was the president or whatsoever.
The Adventist College?
Of course, it's a university now.
West Indies College.
Long time NCU A university.
Yeah, NCU has been a university since
Yeah,
for
it's
quite
run
a
by
few
the
years.
Adventists.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you have a university up at Oxford or Old Hope Road. Yeah, Old Hope Road.
The Commonwealth of something another. UCC. What is name again? UCC. Yeah, University of the Commonwealth.
Yeah, right. And as you go along,
hold on, wait.
You will find all of them. All of those were accredited
But let me point out.
Before 2007.
No, that's not true.
Tell me which one.
NCU was accredited as a university in 2019 under this current administration. Prior to that, they had no accreditation.
But you know what? Me still not believe the government should have no credit for those things, because it's not the government build these private institution, colleges, universities. I never the government build them, but they got their accreditation because the UCJ is the body that
No, but
accredit these institutions.
UCJ is a government body, you know.
Yeah,
No,
UCJ
is the government body, you know. UCJ is the government body. But what happens?
Edward Siaga Bill UCJ.
Yeah, UCJ is the government body that recognizes accreditation, right? But what happened? You see, in the case of NCU was accredited in 2003, but not by UCJ. UCJ only started recognizing NCU's accreditation in not 2017, not 2019. Yeah. UCJ accredited them under this current administration.
No, but they were university from 2003.
But without accreditation.
So them are the fake university.
Their accreditation was not recognized.
No,
and it was the same situation with the Teachers College in Mandeville.
It was not ratified. It was not ratified until 2019. Right? So it is factual, and if you go along, then you will really realize the additional universities which came on stream since that. Because we don't need to be lying, you know. And I am not here to glorify one political party over another. That is not my duty. I have long past gone things like those.
Yeah, but let's take the conversation back to where it began. Let's take the conversation back to where it began.
Parties which rule because Jamaica has only been ruled by two political parties.
Yeah, man. But let's take the conversation back to where it began.
I am the one. Wait, I am the one. Let me ask this question. Let me ask this question.
So I don't want nobody to come and make it look as if to say it was only Bustaman who built school.
But Mr. Blair, while that is a fair argument, Mr. Blair, while that is a fair argument,
government is elected to serve the people and to provide services for the people. So if it is the time now for this administration to build the STEM school, so be it. It is a relay.
Prime Minister.
So if it's government time now to continue to relay and build STEM school.
Mr. Blair, the Prime Minister.
If them lose power before the STEM schools are finished, then I would expect whichever government come in power will take over and continue.
Well, the Prime Minister,
right? That is how we are saying.
Mr. Blair.
That is how we are saying. We should not come on platform and argue over Anthony. Argue over everything and make everything become political.
Mr. Blair. Mr. Blair.
You want this one?
Mr. Blair. Mr. Blair.
You understand? Because both governments since independence. Because independence wasn't a one political party. Because the both political party brought Jamaica independence. Now money didn't go to the signing in England for the order of council alone. He went with Bustamante. So both of them contribute. You understand? Some might have done more. And we will appreciate whosoever done.
Everyone, Mark Golding,
everybody has
come with us.
And I leave it like
that. Become a republic.
Philippines, finally, Mr. Blair has made finished making his contribution. Mr. Blair, I'll say to you, the argument that was posited earlier that Bustamante was not for education because him say, well, selfish is better than education. What's your viewpoint on that? Because they say we shouldn't come and, praise anybody over and put it like a them alone do. So may I ask you, respond to that argument.
You see, in politics, politician has been credited to make various type of argument. And if you should speak to them quietly, what them said is the opposite of what them need. So not everything we should argue over.
Let me answer for Mr. Blair.
You see, hold on, Philippians. He got the chance to solidify his argument that he was genuine in discussing fairness, and he refused just now. He refused and turned back on his fairness argument because that argument is a lie and a false argument, and he is not willing to strike down the argument because I'm comrade said. And that in of itself, Mr. Blair, is why I don't take nothing that you say to be genuine. It is a posture for the moment.
You see, Travis, that's the difference between me and you now. You can categorically say that Bustamante did not say that. I cannot categorically say he didn't. Or he did. I am not going to go
okay, hold on. Our argument has consistently been about evidence. And you provide evidence to back your argument. No, I want the person who made the argument to provide evidence. Provide evidence that it was said. Provide evidence that was said. Provide evidence that was said.
Well,
just like I went. No, the burden of proof falls on the accuser, the one who is prosecuting the person, and that is O'Keefe who claimed that the man said that.
I never raised the issue. You raised the issue, not me. You raised the issue.
I raised the issue because it was said by your comrade, and I gave you the opportunity to write. You were posturing yourself as somebody who is fair and just, and you didn't even speak to the argument. You did not even speak to the argument, right? The issue was raised originally by O'Keefe. I am questioning the validity of the argument, and I gave you the opportunity to even speak on the matter, and you declined. So you're not dealing fairness. You're not dealing fairness, exactly. Exactly, because it doesn't suit you. Right, because it doesn't suit you. You're willing to speak on everything else that would have suit you. But this argument, you will not denounce that it isn't so because what? It don't suit you. But you're willing to tell us though. No, Mr. Blair, listen to me. Because you're willing to posture as a paragon of virtue and tell us that you don't want nobody fear over hype. Mr. Bustamante like a him alone did do. But you're not willing to have decency and say, yo, don't say that about the national hero because you know go so. No say that about the former prime minister. You're not willing. And just like you tell me, here's your argument. Here's your argument. You must prove saying a go so. Here's your argument. You must prove saying a go so. That makes you an accuser also.
No evidence.
That makes you an accuser also to say to me, oh, prove that it no go so. You have positioned yourself as an accuser. It means you believe the argument and you say the same thing. That's what that is. That's what it is. That's what it is. So don't pretend like you're genuine over here and you come to split justice and be fair or anything. You're no different from O'Keefe. No different whatsoever. I said, look what happened a while ago. I'm going to show you again. Let me show you up some more. A while ago, I said you change your argument. And you turned to me and said, no, Travis, you're not change my argument. This is what I said. You know what happened? Philippians and Classic came to your defense in the spirit of fairness. But because fairness not exists in a UNO, you cannot do it.
Me never want O'Keefe to leave, you know.
Those are some very harsh words, Travis.
Yeah, Travis, later and take for me comrade, brother.
If we leave, because guess what happened now? You see, whenever the conversation is not in line with his rhetoric and the nonsense he talk, he might go left.
Yeah, because you know what, I am the one.
That Bustamante did not say that. And neither can I prove that he did. I did not. So I am not going out on a limb like Chavis to say he did not say that without providing the evidence. I am not doing it.
The limb and say nothing.
Oh,
you don't get the point yet. You don't get the point yet.
O'Keefe is responsible for his own commentary. I am responsible for mine.
But it is a no.
Willing to carry out the role.
Yeah, and that is the PNP always said. And when you ask them, show where Bustamante say selfish better than education. Show with the script. Show with the legislation. Show with the statement. Show with they can't show it, and then run with every single day. Like earlier, O'Keefe say, admit say even though Bustamante make all of the school them, it was Michael Manley who conceptualized the educate Jamaica. When Classic asks him, show with the legislation that Michael Manley brought to the parliament, we just say he can't show the legislation. I would have want to ask him also, Travis. Then why Bustamante waste them and build all of them the school they call it? Because he never plan to educate the nation. When build school for? The people live in for tie goat?
It's chicken.
Various chicken call because
yes.
It don't make no sense. Why would he waste them and build school if he never plan to educate the nation? We lost the election and they won, and that is why Michael Manley continue.
The phone need to charge, yeah?
Yeah, man, later.
So, let me take a break.
Yeah, man, later come.
In build the school then.
Yeah, bless up.
If build the school every time goat in a call, it don't make no sense.
And before you go, Mr. Blair, remember somebody have you to walk back.
No,
the school where you try to put up Maritime University. You try to claim Maritime University a second time, and I had to have you to walk it back just like him.
They can't tell us that Bustamante is not for education. And when Philippian read the script and read out how many schools were built under Bustamante, I am the one list out how we get the money to build the school. Then you hear say, oh well, even though we build the school, I'm really Michael Manley because the education, the Jamaican people were done. Jamaican people were done, and a Bustamante build all the school, and we build them for them. What purpose? The PNP argument is so ludicrous, and anything you call them out for the lies what they tell, then change their talking point.
Yeah. That's why we work with you any day. Because I see it where you call them out, and you know me munching. Me go call them. Because you know what happened even a while ago in all of the drama, he tried to make a claim for the UE, University of the West Indies, which had nothing to do with anybody, and then Mr. Blair wants to position himself as a paragon of virtue. No, Mr. Blair, we're not going to work with it. We're not going to work with it. I'm going to challenge him, name the schools, because they're just going to say it and you must take it when they can't name the schools.
No, they don't list the 5 schools where they say, PJ, can you hear me ask him built? He switch him out and say, well, built is not the infrastructure we're talking, is accredited. Okay, well, O'Keefe said, the institution was built under Percival Noel James Patterson. But when you pin them down there, but you was built again, they say accredited. And Philippian is correct. No government is not responsible for accreditation for no university. No government, no call and say, oh, the NCU accreditation, get you take.
Institution like NCU, and that's why he refused to call the name because he know where to go. Him, the one down a man level. The Governor General know about it. They say call the name. He refused because he know where to go. We're gonna tell him the truth.
Good afternoon, Labor Rights.
Yeah.
Well, the trust.
Common sense.
Well, the trust should comrade them so bad, man. I was here laughing so much, bro. Yeah, I mean, you guys dismantle the poor comrades there. Chavi, I did a very good job, Chavi. and Philippine.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.